Administrative meeting to order, gentlemen. Don't make me break out my gavel first thing.
Yeah.
At the admin.
Well,
So,
always the right side over
yeah,
there.
yeah. I want to welcome everybody for being here today. We have a little bit of an agenda, but not too bad. We're going to have some discussion at the end. It's going to be a little open and a little informal things we got to figure out. But we'll move on to the awards and presentations. Item number one is this is a presentation, Dothan Regional Airport update, Adam Hartzog. Any objection to Adam coming to talk about us on Monday?
No, Jeff.
Talk about the airport. Item number two is Southeast Intervention Group. This is the Herring Houses. I think that's kind of their common name. They're just going to Ellison Tanton. Miss Jackie, did I say that?
Ellison.
Tanton. He is the new executive director, and he's going to give us an update, just inform us about the services that they provide to Houston County and the larger community. Any objection to placing that on the agenda?
No objection.
Item number three is 2025 Vicksburg. Is that correct? 6U baseball state champions.
Yes.
Okay.
They won't be here today.
They will not be here, but you're
No,
going to
sir.
recognize.
Yes, sir. I've got a email from the coach with some information on all the players' names and coaches
Okay.
that I'll read Monday, so it'll be on the minutes. So any future that they can come by and get it.
Okay. Awesome.
And also if they've got anybody that's being able to record it on Facebook Live
Yeah.
Monday,
That'd be good.
they can show it to the young players.
Yeah.
Y'all signing NIL deals out there or something?
No comment.
Okay.
Moving on. Oh, any objection to placing that on the agenda?
No objection.
All right, item number one under the proposed regular agenda is request to reappoint Jennifer Stanley to the E911 Board of Directors.
No objection.
Any discussion on that?
And what were you saying?
Yeah. Any objection to placing that item on the agenda?
No objection.
Item number two is a request to appoint Commissioner James Ivey to the ACCA Legislative Committee. Any
No objection.
questions or comments? I do have a comment on this. Number one, I want to congratulate you for reaching out to me and wanting to be on the legislative committee. And I want to encourage the commission and really some of our executives to get more involved in the ACCA. I was talking to Sonny Brasfield this week or last week, I can't remember now. He said that there's not really, Southeast Alabama in general does not have the leadership at the within the ACCA that it used to. I know Culver was a longtime leader, my predecessor, and he's retired now. Anyway, so if you feel led, you see opportunities that you're interested in, this is for the commission and for the staff, definitely step up. We need to be involved because Houston County at the state level does not swing a big stick. Matter of fact, I would not even classify it as a stick. But through the ACCA, we can really make things happen, and we can fend off a lot of, I'll say, attacks on our revenue stream. So please take that to heart. So, did I ask any objections to that? Any objection to placing that item on the agenda?
No objection.
Okay. Item number three is a request to award bid to Divco Data, the lowest bidder meeting specs for the outsourcing of mailing and printing for the revenue department. I'm assuming someone here from the revenue department is going to explain this. You want to come up and just talk about this? Because I know this is going to be a little bit different from what we've normally done.
Yes, this is just where we're going to instead of in-house print all of our tax, documents, our notices, our exemptions. We're going to outsource them, and that should save. It may save on postage, on paper, on forms, and things like that. And they won the lowest bid, so we're hoping to get that going this year, starting October the 1st.
And that'll save on time and
It will
in
save
your department
time.
and in IT.
That's correct. And IT, we don't, since we don't do Delta anymore, it's come down to like one programmer there or one IT person that really knows how to set our forms up.
Yeah.
This will give him freedom to work on other things as well.
Okay. Any questions on this item?
No, sir.
Any objection to placing this item on the agenda?
No objection.
Thank you. Item number 4 is a request to approve budget amendment in the amount of $70,000 to correct budget to reflect the cost of meals provided to individuals at community corrections. Peter?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chairman. While I was going through the current year work for next year's budget, I realized that I neglected to put in for community corrections the cost of the inmate meals.
Mhm.
And so this budget amendment is to request the commission to approve the community corrections amendment to their budget to reflect the cost of these meals.
Okay. Any questions or discussion by the commission?
Is that gonna just carry us out through the rest of this year?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I'm assuming, that's a good question. I'm assuming we are all, they've already spent more than what we budgeted. Did we budget zero for that?
Zero. That's the problem. That's what I realized. And I talked to Tony about this and I apologize for missing this when putting the budget together, but this is to compensate for the meals that are prepared in the jail that are delivered and dispersed in community corrections. So it's taking the money out of the jail and charging it to community corrections.
Okay,
So
so
it wasn't originally budgeted in the jail. I just budgeted their meal cost. So I missed this in the
now
budget.
this doesn't impact the general fund because this is coming out of the community corrections fund. Okay.
One more set of meals is the new contract over there.
Yeah, things are going.
Yeah,
pretty
I was going good with you.
well. Okay, good.
That's good.
Any other questions, comments, or discussion?
No, sir.
Okay. Any objection to placing this item on the agenda?
No objection.
Item number 5 is a request to approve budget amendment to facilitate an emergency replacement in the Board of Registrar's office for the August election in the amount of $150. Peter?
Yeah, this was an unexpected event that occurred due to a family emergency by somebody in the registrar's department. And they had to reach out and bring in someone that they've used in the past to help with the elections. The gentleman, I tried to reach out to let you know that this was, because the elections had already happened Tuesday.
That's right, we did talk about
And
that.
so, we had to do something quickly to permit that person to be able to come in to work. And this is sort of a ratification of an event that has occurred.
Okay, all right. Any questions, comments? Any objection to placing this item on the agenda?
No objection.
Item 6, a request to award bid for inmate transport to Homeland Protection and Transport. Lowest bidder meeting specs and accept Blue Knight Corporation and security transport as backup/secondary as needed. Major. I'm assuming this is in the budget. Okay.
Not out. Okay, what it is with the inmate transport, the state reimburses the cost for 99% of the inmate transports, and this runs through the county commission. We sent the bid out, it'd been a while, and why we have our primary that was the lowest bidder in Homeland at $400 minimum cost per transport. They don't always, and this is how it's worked and has worked for years. Sometimes they cannot meet the deadline.
Yeah.
And or travel to the areas, Alaska, West Coast. They don't have the ability to get there in time to do it, where the secondaries that we have, Blue Knight, they fly basically, so they'll go pick them up. Now, the thing about it is, every bit of this, when the transport companies transport, the county gets reimbursed from the state for that. So it's more or less a wash. It costs us out of, I guess, the county budget, but it's reimbursed back by the state.
How long does it take? How long does it take them to reimburse us?
Honestly, don't know. Maybe Stacy, do you?
Not really sure.
But they do reimburse. us.
Yes, they do reimburse.
So this is, I don't remember us approving. Have we approved something like this before? Okay, so this is standard.
Actually, I think these both are incumbent. I think Homeland is who you use now.
That is correct.
Wynn is a backup.
We're currently using Homeland, and Blue Knight is we've used them for backup or situations where Homeland couldn't transport them. Now we have a third company that can help us out as well.
How many years is this contract for? And I asked that mainly out of because I literally do not remember ever moving this before. Maybe I missed that meeting.
3
3 years.
years, 2 or 3.
And I'm sure.
Yeah, and it automatically rolls over. And
Gotcha.
let's say,
Okay.
the company we use still, they went up $100 on minimum
Mhm.
from 300 to 400.
Yeah.
But, again, the state reimburses
That's good.
us for that.
Okay. Any questions or comments about the commission? All right, thank you, Major. Any objection to placing this item on the agenda?
No objection.
Item 6, a request to approve 2026 Rebuild Alabama County Transportation Plan. I guess Tyler will present that.
It's actually 7.
One of us will.
Okay.
Yeah, that's just planned. We're gonna, our road, we're gonna pay next year.
2026. Okay. Any questions on
No, I'm
this?
just saying that's item 7. You did say 6, just to make sure that we get.
Oh, item 7, I'm sorry. Yeah,
Yeah.
sorry. Thank you for keeping me straight. Item 7. Questions or comments?
No,
Any objection to placing this item on the agenda?
no objection.
Let me go ahead and ask, is there anything else before we get into discussion, anything else to be considered by the commission on Monday's meeting?
No.
All right, so,
Quick question about item 6.
yes,
Major Rafferty, you said it just rolls over, so it's not bidded out after that second or third year. What we say roll over, what you mean by that?
What happens on these particular type of bids that we put out? For instance, if the bid run out, the 2 years run out in January, it could just roll over and keep on going as is till we do bid it out again.
Okay.
We don't have to, if we choose not to, just bid it, 2 years from that date or 3 years from that date. It just will keep on rolling on, so everything's flowing, there's no issues. Here, and you may remember this, we had when Homeland was chosen, the company previous, we quit doing business with them because of a federal investigation and allegations involving inmates. And that was stopped, and that was 6, 7 years ago. It was before you were chairman. You were on the commission at that time. And so we stopped doing business with them. We did a bid, and Homeland
gotcha.
recovered it.
I have a question.
Yes.
I'm sure they understand this right here, just for my clarification. What would be an example that we would use them?
Pardon me?
What would be an example that we would need to use a company?
Anytime there's a warrant on an individual, basically felony warrants,
Okay,
and they're stopped in North Carolina
I got you.
or out on the West Coast, wherever it may be, we're notified, confirm the warrant, and then we have so much time to pick them up. They can sign paperwork saying they'll come back, or they're gonna say, no, I'm not, then we have to get a governor's warrant. In some of these states, or cities, depending on their beliefs on how things are done, if we're not there within 72 hours to pick them up, they cut them loose. The judge won't hold them. Here, most of the time, our judges will hold an individual if there's a fugitive from justice warrant on them until they're picked up.
Okay.
So Major Ralph, so let me be clear. So we don't necessarily bid it out again after the contract is over.
We don't have to, we can just keep on rolling on with the company, or we can bid it out.
So it's optional.
Yes,
They can't change the price of the terms.
that's correct.
That just
But-
rolls
but-
over.
But you don't have to bid it out. Right? I'm just hearing from both of you guys.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's
if
mine.
we're satisfied, we can
Just
Okay.
let it roll on.
let it roll on, yes. But this also keeps them honest too, and gives everybody an opportunity that is put in for it.
Yeah.
We sent out 4 bids on this one and only 3
Gotcha.
returned.
Gotcha. Okay. Any other questions, discussion?
Good.
Okay, so, yeah, thank you again. So let's move on to item 8. This is just a general discussion. This kind of started, I guess, a little after midnight on Tuesday. I got a text message from a political candidate who I will not name saying, I got 4x8s up at the farm center. And so in my mind, he didn't clarify. And in my mind, I'm thinking people have stuck 4x8s in the ground at the farm center. So that kind of made me a little PO'd, and later found out they were on trailers. And I was a little aggravated. So I just told Tommy, I said, we just need to get rid of all the signs. And that was not the right thing to do. So I will admit my mistake on that, because we have historically allowed candidates to put up signs, I think, on election day. But we don't have a policy on the matter. And so it seems like there is, and probably will continue to be, a little bit of creep. If we don't have a policy, what if they do start putting 4x8s in the ground? Now, I talked to Press yesterday. He thinks that even without a policy, we would be well within our rights to remove those 4x8s stuck in the ground. We don't have a policy on trailers. Where can the trailers be parked? So, and then it really goes on from there. Like, what if somebody parks a trailer or a truck out in front of the admin building a week before the election? What if they start doing the same thing at the farm center, putting up the yard signs like a week and then eventually a month before the election? Unless we have a policy, we really don't have a leg to stand on. And certainly, I don't think we want to wade into the waters of restricting free speech. We can't constitutionally do that. But at the same time, I don't think we want the farm center to become a dumping ground for political signs that we have absolutely no control over. I don't think we want to allow people to campaign outside the front door of the admin building. So anyway, I'm not broaching this subject to, okay, let's write a policy today, but I just wanted to get the commission's input on, you want a policy? If you do want a policy, like, what sort of restrictions would we like to have? Because I don't think that the chairman needs to be making a decision on the fly, because I will admit the chairman can sometimes make the wrong decisions. And it would be nice for Tommy to know, okay, here's our policy, and they would just have something that they could go by in terms of enforcement. So anyway, I'm putting that out there, and I want us to discuss it. So I'd appreciate anybody's feedback. And Miss Jackie, if you can, or Peter, or Miss Jackie, if you can take notes, if you could just kind of take some notes, and then we will meet with Press next week if we do want a policy, and get him to draft something and get you something formal to consider at a later date. But anyway, I've spoken enough, so I want to hear from you now.
Chairman, if you don't mind, may I distribute these to the other commissioners and to
Yep.
yourself?
Okay.
Of what's in place with the city of Dothan. Being that several of the locations that are in question are inside the city limits of Dothan, but it's county property. And if you see there, specifically,
Now, this is this an ordinance?
yes,
Okay, so this applies to private
Yeah.
property as well.
yeah, and it's reference to the election or political campaign sign guidelines. Especially to page 2 there, it's their standard operating guideline number 32.
So this is what probably more applicable to our discussion, because this has to
Yes.
do with camp city property.
Yes.
In our case, we're looking at something for county property.
Yeah, I do oversee the election cycles for the county.
Mhm.
When there's a state, county, or federal elections. And this is part of the information that is distributed to the deputies when they're out, helping keep order at the election sites.
Mhm. So looking at this, if we were to adopt an equivalent or a similar policy, that essentially we'd be saying you can't put any signs at the farm center or any other property.
Yes, the only thing on the state side that prohibits anything for us on county property, as of right now, is that there's no campaigning within 30 feet of the main entrance to the election site.
Yeah, that's a state law.
Yes.
Yeah.
And being that that is not clear, it just says 30 feet of the main entrance. You know, do you measure straight out from the door or, and then do a half circle from that point? It just says 30 feet from the main entrance.
So the way I would interpret this under the guideline and under section, but looking at page, section 2A, no campaigning or campaign signs are allowed on city property. So if we adopted something equivalent, you couldn't put any signs at the farm center or elsewhere, nor could you stand 40 feet outside the
Correct.
public location and say,
Correct.
hey, vote for me.
That is correct.
Okay. Are you saying this is what you want to do? Or are you saying this is just what the city does and we should?
Being that there's only a couple places that is owned by the county that's used during elections, I would adopt this to go along with it all being in the city limits of Dothan. And we would be in the same guideline that even though it's county property, people won't be saying, well, they're able to campaign inside the city limits, but over here, it being city property, which is 2 blocks away, that they can't.
Won't be as confusing either.
Yeah.
It'll be uniform.
Curtis, you
I
call me.
kind of disagree with all of it. I think I like the due process of freedom of speech. I love the campaigning thing. I love seeing them go at it, and
Yeah.
as long as it's respectable, I mean, it just me that.
Yeah, yeah.
It just me.
So,
But I know you play a dual role. You guys are deputy
Yes.
sheriffs and you guys are commissioners, so
Yes.
you're gonna look at it a little bit differently.
Yes.
But I'm gonna see that. But I've always loved it. It's just me. It's
Yeah.
my personal.
well, look,
Now I would.
Well, you should
Probably
be
be-
happy for the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, I've been like.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I love all the smoke.
So let me ask you this. Are you?
Yeah, I'll definitely be against. I'll be against that.
Yeah.
That'll be a no for me.
Well, let me
Yeah.
ask you a couple other follow-up questions.
No problem.
Tease out your opinion. Are you okay with, you're okay with campaigning 40 feet outside the?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Are you okay with the people parking trailers the day of? I think you'd be fine with that. What about a week?
No, I will meet with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
What
The
about,
day the campaign is war? It's war.
okay, so if we're gonna have a,
if you prepare, let's go. Let's go.
yeah,
at it.
yeah.
That's what campaigning is.
So if we're gonna restrict on a timeline, I still think we need a policy, whether we
Yes.
go with what you want to do or something.
Well, like I said, this is just an example, and this is the stuff that the sheriff's office has to handle
Yeah,
and be
Yes, I'm
familiar
a lot of
with, because we do go to
yeah,
polling places that are on city property.
okay,
Now, this is not saying any other property that's owned by a church or any other organization that a polling place is set up through the probate office. This here is just strictly to the property that is owned and handled by Houston County.
Let me ask you another question before you, hopefully the other commissioners will chime in, but what if someone brought a truck with a sign in it for a candidate and parked it in front of the admin building the day of? Are you okay with that?
And when
If say I run for reelection?
are we voting at the admin bill?
No.
Why would I mean?
Well, we gotta have a policy that applies to, we gotta have a policy. So maybe, listen to you. Maybe we have a severe no on everything that is not a county property that has a polling location. So in other words, you can't put your sign, I can't put my signs in front of the admin building. I can't campaign in front of the admin building. I can't park my truck in front of the admin building, but the day of, I can do all that at the farm center. Yeah, and in the future, anywhere else where we have a polling location.
Absolutely.
Okay, what about the day before? Like, where are we gonna draw the line? Where would you draw the line?
I think I would just draw the line when it just gets disrespectful and ridiculous, and then you have those times that it's out there, and that's
Yeah.
what the deputy's law enforcement is for if it gets to that point.
I'm talking about in terms of a time frame.
Day before, I mean,
So you'd be good, allow them to do it the day before.
Because
the
a lot
day
of
of.
them, what I see, a lot of them are kind of preparing the day before. All of them, all the teams are getting ready, you know.
Yeah.
And I've been doing this a long time. I sit there, I like to watch the different teams, you know. So Trey said, he told me a while ago, he said, you know, the election year is coming up. I said, I've been in a whole lot of them. So I'm very familiar with them.
What, besides Farm Center, what other places in the county?
It would just be the farm center, I think.
Well, and besides here, because on election day, people do come in, to, the magistrate's office and all.
They vote here?
They don't vote here,
Okay.
but they do come in and check and see, you know, their
Oh, yeah.
voting locations and all that.
Yeah.
So,
But let's say, 30 years from now, we have a building on Cottonwood Highway for that land that we own now, and we have a polling location there. Be nice to have a policy that we wouldn't have to change. So,
30 years from now, I'm gonna say they still going at it.
yeah.
If I'm alive.
and Chairman, if I can chime in on that. And that would also, if any polling places are changed in the future,
Yeah.
they could add to or take away any polling location due to, different circumstances.
Yeah. What do the other commissioners have to say? Or do y'all have an opinion one way, either way? Or?
You talking about doing it 24 hours before the election? They can put a limit to a 4x8 sign. You don't want nobody to pull up a peanut wagon out there and park it on this grass out there.
Yeah, and I'm just speaking for me. I wouldn't want them to restrict the flow of traffic in the parking lot. I mean.
Yeah, and Chairman, a little correction on that. There is two, at this time. St. John's Park over out of
Right.
Gordon is,
Right.
county property,
Yeah, thank you for that.
and also the
Okay.
Farm Center.
All right. You don't have to worry about this, but what do you think about it?
I just think you need to watch out for the bureaucracy of it. Because in the end, like the city of Dothan has those rules and those things, but
Yeah.
you see them right on city properties, you see certain ones, and to the
Absolutely.
perception of the other people out there, some people is allowed to do it, nothing's done with their signs, anything's done. That's not fair. And, we need to look at the bureaucracy of it and make sure that we're gonna do it, no matter if you're in office, if you're the chairman, if you're the commissioner, whoever it is that goes and does it. There needs to be accountability to everyone
Yeah.
that's running that
Yeah.
race.
Yeah.
And that's the problem a lot of times, because then your employees behind that are afraid to do something because you're on their commission and you can have you decide their job or not their job. So they're afraid to even do anything with your sign or do anything about it. So you got to think about all that. So I'm just saying.
I agree.
Yeah,
And I think there's some bloggers out there that would love to take a
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
picture,
Yeah.
And I've
stuff
seen
like
that happen. I've seen it work just
Have
that
you?
way over the years. Yes.
I just think if you do
Yeah.
something, you better dot your I and cross your T and make sure that everybody is complying with it.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree with you there.
Just make it freestanding, 4x8 is the max, 24 hours.
Before
What you think?
I'm with it.
okay. All right.
So I'm
I'll-
gonna throw another thing out there though.
Yeah, go
I
ahead.
didn't think about this. If you have a congressional race going on, presidential race, those type things, you're gonna have 18 wheelers parked in there with signs on the side of them and everything else. And if you got 4 running in a race, you're gonna have 4 18 wheelers parked in there. You're gonna have using signs. So you better think about how the size and those type
That's what I
things.
said,
Yeah.
limit
Yeah.
4x8.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wait,
So-
Because people pull peanut wagons up in there and set them up.
I think you can have some restrictions, parking trucks and stuff
Yeah.
like that, but just signs,
Okay. Well, let's do this. We have a meeting, I believe it's next week with press. So I'll talk to him and we'll start drafting a policy based on the feedback that I've got from y'all today. And then I'll bring you something formal to consider in the future. I just wanted to talk about this today while it's kind of fresh on everybody's mind. Because, 6 months from now, we won't even remember this. So
Yeah, we will.
maybe not.
Yeah.
All right. I guess that's it. So at this point in time, I entertain a motion to adjourn. From somebody.
you not.
No, did you? I missed that. All right, we are adjourned.